Hello everyone. Today we shall learn a new chapter, namely Tertiary and Quaternary Activities, Chapter 7 of Fundamentals of Human Geography. First of all, let us learn what tertiary activities are. So here is the answer. Activities based on commercial output of services which give non-tangible value to customers are termed as tertiary activities. And all types of services are special skills provided in exchange of payments. So it implies that tertiary activities are related to service sector. Most of the tertiary activities are performed by skilled labor, professionally trained experts, and consultants. Here we have one example of services provided by a skilled professional, and we have some more examples of common examples of tertiary activities given here. Work of a plumber, electrician, technician, launderer, barber, shopkeeper, driver, cashier, teacher, doctor, lawyer, and publisher, etc. So these are some common examples of tertiary activities. Now let us learn more about tertiary activities. Tertiary activities include both production and exchange. So here the term production involves the provision of services that are consumed, and exchange involves trade, transport, and communication facilities. Transport and communication facilities are required to overcome distances. Now let us find out the differences between secondary activities and tertiary activities. Here let us read this line. Tertiary activities are not directly involved in the processing of physical raw materials. In other words, we can say that secondary activities involved in the processing of raw materials, in the physical processing of these raw materials, whereas in the case of tertiary activity, this processing of physical raw materials are not involved. And another main point of difference between secondary activities and the tertiary activities is given here. See here, in case of tertiary activities, the expertise provided by the services relies more heavily on specialized skills, experience, and knowledge of workers rather than on the production techniques, machinery, and factory processes. It means that in case of tertiary activities, the expertness provided by the services depends more heavily on the specialized skills, experience, and the knowledge of the workers, whereas in the case of secondary activities, it depends on the production techniques, it depends on the machinery, and it depends on the factory processes. That means secondary activities are done in a factory and in the factory, see, the processing of the materials, raw materials are done using machinery and technology. Next, we have these types of tertiary activities. Now, let us see. See, this is an exhaustive classification of services mentioned in your book. We have 4 types of services: tertiary activities, quaternary activities, and quinary activities. So now we shall concentrate on the types of tertiary activities now. So we have 4 types of tertiary activities: trade and commerce, transport, communication, and services. Trade and commerce is again divided into wholesale trade and retail trade. Wholesale trade is again subdivided into urban supply houses, then rural mandis. And again, retail trade is subdivided into urban retail trade and rural retail trade. Here we have some important types and examples of rural retail trade: periodic markets, stores, street peddling, and PDS, public distribution system. Then urban retail trade is divided into 4 types: chain stores. Then we have mail order, that is online shopping, for example. Then convenience shopping centers, and again PDS. So mail orders can be again divided into telephone, that is ordering of items via telephone. Then another one is with the help of internet, that is online shopping. So we have so many websites out there for online shopping. Then transport is again divided into 4: rail network, road network, water, then air. Then air transport is again divided into 2 types: passenger services and cargo services. Likewise, for the water transport, we have 2 subtypes: inland water transport, then oceanic water transport. Communication, we have 3 subtypes: means of transportation, then we have telecommunication, we have audio visual. Telecommunication is again divided into these landline telephone, then mobile phones. And for the audio visual, we have films, radio, television, and print media. Print media is again divided into 2: newspapers and magazines. And about these services, we have again 4 types: financial banking, then insurance, then real estate, that is house property with lane, then personal and professional services. And under this we have 3 types: private, government, and NGO, non-governmental organization. So these are the different types of tertiary activities mentioned in your book. So trade, transport, communication and services are some of the tertiary activities, and this will be discussed in the following section. So the first important tertiary activity is the trade and commerce. So trade and commerce means buying and selling of items produced elsewhere. Exchange of these ideas, knowledge, skills is also known as trade. In other words, buying and selling of items and knowledge and skills is also known as trade. And towns and cities where all these works take place are known as trading centers. Towns and cities where all the buying and selling of items, exchange of ideas, knowledge and skills are done are known as trading centers. And generally we have two types of trading centers. Rural trading centers or rural marketing centers and urban marketing centers. And first let us find out the important features of rural marketing center, a type of trading center. See, the first point is here. Rural marketing centers cater to nearby settlements. That means rural marketing centers provide services to nearby settlements. And these are quasi-urban centers. That means it resembles an urban center, but it is not urban center. It looks like urban center, but actually this is not an urban center. That means it is quasi-urban center. And another point is here, they serve as trading centers of the most rudimentary type. So rural marketing centers serve as trading centers of the most primitive form. In the rural marketing centers, personal and professional services are not well developed. Sometimes we may not find personal and professional services like teaching, tutorial, then services of a lawyer in a rural marketing centers. And these rural marketing centers form local collecting and distributing centers. And sometimes we may find wholesale markets known as mandis in the rural marketing centers. So this is an example of mandis, wholesale market in the rural areas, in the rural marketing centers. And another important feature of rural marketing is that marketing centers is that significant centers for making available goods and services which are most frequently demanded by rural folk. That means these rural marketing centers are not urban centers. They are quasi-urban centers, but they are very, very significant. These rural marketing centers are very, very significant for making available goods and services which are most frequently demanded by the rural folk, by the villagers. So in the case of rural marketing centers, we may find periodic markets in the rural areas where there are no regular markets. Sometimes in some villages we may not find regular markets. In those places we find these temporary markets, and these temporary markets or periodic markets are organized at different temporal intervals, at different time intervals. And this periodic market may be a weekly, that is once in a week. For example, say Tuesday, that means that market is open on Tuesday. In every Tuesday market is open. Or bi-weekly market, that is twice in a week. So for example, Tuesday and a Wednesday, that means every Tuesday and a Wednesday markets are open. So this is about these periodic markets in the rural areas where there are no regular markets. And next we have this another type of trading center, that is urban marketing centers. Now let us find out the features. Urban marketing centers have more widely specialized urban services as compared to rural marketing centers. These centers provide specialized services, and these centers provide ordinary goods and services as well as many of the specialized goods and services required by the people. And another point is that urban center, these urban marketing centers offer specialized markets. For example, markets for labor, housing, semi or finished products. And in case of urban marketing centers, we have services of educational institutions and professionals such as teachers, lawyers, consultants, physicians, dentists, and veterinary doctors. Now again, let us try to compare rural marketing centers with the urban marketing centers and find out the important point of differences. So here we have these main differences between rural and urban marketing centers. The first important point of difference is given here. Rural marketing centers cater to the needs of nearby settlements, whereas urban marketing centers have more widely specialized urban goods and services. And another point is here, the former, that is rural marketing centers, serve as trading centers of the most rudimentary type, primitive form, whereas the latter, that is urban marketing centers, provide ordinary goods and services as well as specialized goods. Then another point of difference, point number 3, rural marketing centers are where personnel and professional services are not well developed. In case of rural marketing centers, personnel and professional services are not well developed, sometimes not available, whereas urban centers offer specialized and developed markets, like market for labor, then market for teaching, like that. Then number 4, rural marketing centers serve as collection and distribution centers like mandis, whereas urban marketing centers largely sell semi-finished and finished products. Rural marketing centers are mainly dealing with the primary products. And so in the rural marketing center, primary products are collected. Products for agricultural product, then forest products are collected and then again distributed in the mandis, in the wholesale markets, whereas in case of urban marketing centers, semi-finished and finished product, manufactured products are also sold in case of these urban marketing centers. The last point is here, rural marketing centers provide services which are frequently demanded by rural folk, whereas urban marketing centers, all commodities are readily available, thus providing more choice. So you will find more items, you will find more varieties of commodities in case of these urban marketing centers. So these are the main points of differences between rural and urban marketing centers. Next, we have another important tertiary activity, that is retail trading. So what is retail trading? It is given here. So retail trading is the business activity concerned with the sale of goods directly to the consumers. So this is a business activity concerned with the sale of goods directly to the consumers. And retail trading takes place in fixed establishments or stores. That means that retailing is done. The selling of goods is done in fixed establishment or shops. But we have also this non-store retail trading. For example, street peddling, hand carts, that is pulling hand carts and selling items on the road, then selling items using trucks, then door-to-door services, mail order, then telephone, automatic vending machines, internet. All these are examples of non-store retail trading. Next, we have wholesale trading, another tertiary activity. So what is wholesale trading? So here, wholesale trading refers to the bulk business activity engaged by intermediary merchants through supply houses. So here, in case of wholesale trading, the selling of goods is done in bulk. That means it constitutes bulk business through numerous intermediary merchants and supply houses. And sometimes some large stores, including chain stores, are able to buy directly from the manufacturers. That means chain stores are retail stores, and since they are very big organization, they can buy goods directly from the manufacturers. Otherwise, for the retailers, as we find here in our place, that the items which are sold in the local market, which are sold in the local shops, are supplied by these merchants, by the intermediary merchants. And one point we have to know is that wholesalers often extend credit to retail stores to such an extent that the retailer operates very largely on the wholesalers' capital. That means the retailers are mainly dependent on the capital of the wholesalers, since credit is provided to the retail stores. So this is about wholesale trading. And remember, wholesale trading is bulk business activity engaged by intermediary merchant through supply houses. So it is the large-scale selling of goods to the retailers. While in case of retail trading, it is the selling of goods directly to the consumer, directly to the people. And in case of wholesale trading, the selling of goods is done to the retailers, not to the consumers. Again, here we have some important terms mentioned in this box. More on stores, different types of stores are given here. Now let us see what are these. The first one is consumer cooperatives. We are the first of the large-scale innovations in retailing. See, what do you mean by consumer cooperatives? So consumer cooperative is a retail business which is owned by the consumers themselves. So it is a retail business which is owned by the consumers themselves. The basic principle is to eliminate the middleman as involved in case of wholesale trading. The consumers join together and manage the business, and the profit thus earned is retained among themselves in proportion of their contribution. So in case of these consumer cooperatives, this society buys goods or products in bulk amount directly from the producer, directly from the manufacturer on wholesale rates and sells them to the members, and thus eliminating the need for a middleman. And the purchased goods are sold to members and non-members in cash, and thus these members of consumer cooperatives are availing the discounts and the sales in small lots to the members. So we have this best example of consumer cooperatives in India, like Super Bazaar, then Apana Bazaar. See, we have examples of consumer cooperatives in India like Super Bazaar. Then we have examples of Apana Bazaar. So these are examples of consumer cooperatives in India, and we have some more examples. Say we have the Dublin Food Co-op, Dublin Food Co-op. So this is a well-known consumer cooperatives in Ireland, the Dublin Food Co-op, a well-known consumer cooperatives in Ireland. And we have another one, the PCC, that is Budget Consumers Cooperative. Budget Consumers Cooperative. Natural Market Cooperative. Natural Markets. The PCC Natural Markets. So this is the largest consumer-owned food cooperative in the United States. So another one we can give is Mountain Equipment. Mountain Equipment Co-op. That is MEC. It is also known as MEC. So this Mountain Equipment Co-op is one of the country's major consumer cooperatives in Canada. So these are some examples of consumer cooperatives, stores in the world. Next we have another type of store, departmental stores. So what are departmental stores? So a department store is a retail establishment offering a wide range of consumer goods in different product categories known as departments. So in departmental stores we have sections that sell the particular items. Say for example, say this is a very big store, and inside it there may be different sections. So here inside it there may be different sections. So this is one section, and this is another section or a department. This is another section or department. Like this, there may be different departments or sections inside it. And let us say this is one section selling a particular item. Say for example, clothing. And likewise, so we have this another section or department. Say for example, selling a toy, selling toys. And likewise, see, we have so many sections, we have so many departments in this store. Say one for jewelry, one for electronics, one for stationery, like that. So many departments, so many sections are there selling a particular item. And here in this case, customers check out near the front of the store. Say for example, this is the main gate, and here customers may do checkout here. This near the front store, or alternatively at every department. Okay, at every counter, say at every department, say, there may be a sales counter. So customers can do payment here in every counter of the department also. So they can do in this way. They can check out either at the sales counter or at the in the front of the store here at the main gate. So this is about departmental stores, and this is one of the most well organized retailing store. Next we have these chain stores. So what are chain stores? See, chain stores are retail outlets that share a brand and a central management, and usually have standardized business methods and practices. Say for example, a restaurant chain is a set of related restaurants in many different locations that are either under shared corporate ownership. For example, McDonald's in the US. McDonald's. See, one example of this chain store is McDonald's. See, in this case, here I will tell you again that in this chain restaurant, in this restaurant chain, see a set of related restaurants in many different locations that are shared under the shared corporate ownership. Then means see McDonald's in the USA, in every state of United States there can be McDonald's restaurant. For example, McDonald's in California, then McDonald's in New York, then McDonald's in Chicago, like this. So in every state, okay, of a country there can be these restaurants having a common brand name McDonald's, and having the same standard, having the same standard format, having the same architectural prototype, and having the same standard menu and all services. So it carries a brand name. Say McDonald's in Chicago and McDonald's in the New York, they may have the same standard menu and or services. They may have same building format. They may have the same brand name. Okay, so in this way chain stores are organized. Likewise in India also, see this McDonald's restaurant can be located in Delhi, in the big cities of India like Delhi, then Mumbai, Kolkata, having the same brand name, having the same this menu and all services, and having the same structure. So these are about these chain stores. This much for today. Thank you very much for joining my class.